Today we're going to talk about the attempted assassination of President Donald Trump. Hello there, and welcome to the My Father Said podcast, where we discuss all things faith, finance, and family. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan. I'm both a father and a son.
Hey, I'm Tim, and I'm also a father and a son.
That's right. Good stuff. Yeah, so we're happy you guys are with us today. What we are going to talk about today is just, the stuff that happened just this weekend, the attempted assassination on President Donald Trump, how that could have affected the market, how that might affect the market, and just kind of talk about the stuff that's happened.
Yeah, some of the facts and stuff. As of right now on, what's today, July 18th, so some of the facts unfolding. But yeah, I mean, definitely a shocking thing. I don't think anybody expected something like that to happen.
No, it's I hate to say it, this is faith, finance, and family, so we can be candid about it. If we're not already doing it, pray for your leaders. It doesn't matter if they are your political party or not. Please pray for your leaders because they are in situations and they're holding themselves out there, and that's just a lot. Pray for wisdom for them and protection.
Yep.
But yeah, you say it's unexpected that something like that can happen, and it is crazy with all of the security that presidents and former presidents and whatnot have, that something like this can happen. But ultimately, we live in a fallen world, a world that's marked by sin, and bad stuff is going to happen. And I hate to say it, but expect stuff like this to happen. Like, this isn't the first time that a president or former president has been attempted to be assassinated or assassinated.
Yep. It's definitely sure it opens the eyes of everybody. I mean, how powerful words can be, and where they can end up, pushing you in direction, because nobody thinks this is going to happen. They talk about words and all this, but then some people, and this kid, 20 years old, who knows what was going through his mind? Nobody knows at this point. And, I'm sure nothing's pushed him besides words. I mean, words have pushed him in that direction to take action. And that shouldn't be where we get to. We should be able to try and talk through this and hopefully, make sense of it.
Yeah. If you've got a problem with it, we live in America, the greatest country in the world. If you got a problem with it, you go and vote, right? That's what you do. You don't try to assassinate somebody. That's not what this country's found out of.
Yep. So, but anyway.
So we'll want to talk a little bit about some of the time frame, just the thing that happened, and then we'll get into the market. Since it is faith, finance, and family, we do need to have a little bit of finance in here.
That's right.
But yeah, so that's wild. What was do we know what was the name of the guy that was doing
his last name was Cook,
something like that?
His last name was
Crooks. No, I think it was Thomas.
Yeah, it is Timothy. Yeah, like this Timothy.
Yeah, I don't think
here.
It's Timothy. But he trying to think.
Matthew. Wow, we were all wrong.
Yeah.
No, so they found a video after he was shot that he recorded himself, and he was like, "I hate Republicans and I hate Trump," and then that was kind of the end of the video or whatever. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep.
No kidding.
Yep. I think he recorded it in a car or something like that.
I heard about a car, some explosive potentially.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Bomb squad had to be called in, but I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. There's still a lot unknown.
Yeah,
but
they're still figuring out. But one of the things that is baffling about all of this is that guy, Timothy, not Timothy, whatever his name is, Matthew. He was 150 yards away from where that was.
Yeah, thinking about it, I mean, that's not far. I mean, that's if you go end zone from tail end of the end zone to the tail end of the other end zone, that's 120 yards, and that's a pretty clear line of sight.
Football field, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so you you could probably almost throw a rock to that spot. I mean, or a baseball.
Well, if you could do that, Tim, you need to be playing football somewhere,
No,
not working
a
here.
Rock, not a football. That's a little bit bigger, more air density and whatnot.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing that is just baffling is how did that happen? Because surely Secret Service looked at that. I mean, you can look at the we would show a picture if we could, but like one of the aerial views, they've got the stage where Trump was, and then the closest building to them is the building that he was perched up on. So you would think that they would have somebody there, or at least sweep it beforehand.
That's right. Yeah. I think I'm sure they're all over it right now. I mean, I've seen different things about the head of Secret Service is definitely under high scrutiny, and they're working through some of those pitfalls and trying to get on it. But I mean, I think I've heard somebody say, end of the day, it stops with the Matthew Crooks guy. It's on him. Should it have been handled better? Sure, you can always say that looking back, but identifying where the pitfalls were, I guess we'll see where that was. But you definitely are like, wow, this is a 20-year-old with probably near none, combat training or anything like that. And how did he, So now the scary thing is could it give somebody else the drive or the initiative to try and take action now, because they were like, wow, this guy can do it. So, and then I'm sure, there's definitely stuff out there about those Secret Service agents that, definitely were in shambles and couldn't even holster their weapons because, nobody's expecting something like this to go on.
Yeah. So what Tim is referencing, for those of you that don't know it, is when the shot's fired, there's a photo or there's a video of one of the Secret Service agents hiding behind the stage, crouched down. And then later when they're walking President Trump to the car, the lady's trying to holster her gun and she just cannot get it in. So that was not a good look for the Secret Service.
No,
but so you were saying that it squarely falls with the Thomas Crooks guy. We can scrutinize Secret Service all we want and stuff, but bad people want bad things to happen. They're going to make it happen. One of the things, though, it begs the question, that was the only building around 150 yards away. I wonder if there was any, I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
No, it was identified by the Secret Service as a potential point.
Threat.
Yep.
It was identified.
Correct.
And nothing happened.
Apparently, and on the news and everywhere, there was a police officer that actually pulled up on the side of the roof, saw Matthew Crooks, and he waved his gun in his direction. He dropped back down, and before he could get, in touch with the right people to pull the president, because I think it all unfolded, and they even caught some of it on camera.
Yeah.
Of the guy crawling up the roof, and within a couple 3-5 minutes, shots rang out. So they couldn't get that information from that cop to the head of Secret Service to get it to the surrounding body around Trump in that 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're gonna probably work on fine tuning that.
Yeah, I saw a timeline the other day. I had the news playing in here while we were working. I saw a timeline of all the events that took place, and so they were saying that Trump walked out on stage at 6:01 or something like that, and then at 6:03 he started his speech, and at 5:41 p.m., it was 20 minutes before then, people said that they were seeing that guy on the roof. Now, I don't know if they reported it to the police or whatever during those 20 minutes, but the time frame was something along the lines of 5:41. They see the guy up there. Maybe close to 6 o'clock. They tell the police. 6:01, Trump starts talking, and then it was 6:03. People were saying he's got a gun, and then at 6:03, 6:04, we start hearing the shots. So you know, I don't. We weren't there. We don't know
It's
what
all
happens.
speculation.
But that just baffles me. They identify the building, but don't have someone on it. The guy was up on that roof for like 20 minutes, and people saw him, and they said stuff, and they just
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how that happens. So
Yeah. And then, I mean, talk about it any way you want. That bullet, I mean, if you look at some of the CGI that they've done with showing, like, you know, how Trump turned his head at the last second and, you know, and it just clipping his ear versus it could have probably killed him.
yeah, that's wild.
That's, some people call it divine intervention, you know, we might call it, you know, God or an angel.
Luck, divine intervention, who knows?
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
So.
But, yeah, that's just crazy that happens. And here's another thing that you and I had talked about. You know, there's the video of the shots taking place, or excuse me, right before the shots take place, the guy that was the Secret Service agent that was posted with the sniper rifle, and he lifted his head up, and then the shots happen. Everybody said that guy, that agent, shot and killed him. But if you listen to the video, it sounds like it's the same type of rifle shooting. So in my mind, if the sniper was the one that had killed the guy, you would have heard a very different caliber. But it sounds like the same caliber.
I don't know. It'd be good to pull it up. I might disagree there. I think the caliber does sound a hair off. I think it does. You know, it's a little bit different decibel maybe, but yeah, I don't know how you would check that, but
yeah, and how often have I been around sniper rifle fire?
Yeah,
right? Yeah. So
do you do that in your off time?
just when I'm free, yeah. But no, like in my mind, that sounds like you look at some of the videos of military personnel shooting guns and stuff. It's like those snipers, those high powered rifles, they've got a very distinct sound. But it sounded like, you know, the guy was on the roof and was shooting a rifle, and then it sounded, in my opinion, it sounded like somebody else with like an AR-15 shot. And so it very well could have been the guy on the roof, but if it wasn't, the question's like, okay, well, who shot the guy? How long was that person there?
Yeah. I mean, the turnaround time on that from him shooting to him, you know, being shot back was, I mean, very quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, that probably happened within 30 seconds or less.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was fast.
Yeah.
That was fast. But yeah, and what was it? That Secret Service was trying to get him off stage, and what was he saying?
Let me get my shoes. Yeah.
let me get my shoes.
Yeah.
How in the world just going for the shoes? How'd you lose your shoes?
Yeah.
No, but I got to tell you though, when he got up, and he started pumping his fist, you know, again, regardless of what your political leaning is, that is going to be an image that's in like American history for years and years to come. That was.
Yeah, that was a epic photo. That and the one with not only that, but the photographer who actually caught footage of the bullet, like racing by him. I mean, that's just incredible.
Yeah, that man. You get the picture. There's the picture of him talking, and you can see the bullet whizzing by his head, and then he ends up getting shot in the ear. So they were all of those shots were right there. Yep. That's unreal. Yep.
And then, you know, unfortunately for that poor gentleman and his family, he protected that fire chief.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Covered his family. That's
horrible.
Yep. And then 2 others, I think, wounded.
Other people got wounded. I don't know if anybody else has passed away, but yeah, the other 2 people got wounded. Yeah. So that is.
What do you think about the fact that he said he stood up because he does admittedly have bad knees, but he stood up and said, fight, with his fists in the air.
Oh, yeah. That was powerful, right? And, So again, whatever your political leanings are, you know, when the people went to the Capitol on January 6th, you know, Trump was indicted, you know, for inciting violence.
That's right. Yeah.
Or he was having those cases about it. And then we've got, you know, Biden basically saying, was it on his Twitter or something like that, where he was saying, it's time to put Trump in the crosshairs, something like that.
I don't know. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
So and then Trump
make him the target. He's got to be the target.
Make him the target or something like that. And then he said, Trump said, fight, which we know what that means, right? Fight for the country and stuff. But I was sitting there and I saw that and I was like, I don't know if those were the words we should have used.
Misconstrued for sure.
I don't know if that's what we should have said. But
yeah, he just means, I think, you know, this is my interpretation or speculation maybe, but, you know, we'll see. I don't think he's yet to come out and speak since the shooting, has he?
Well, he spoke at the Republican National Convention, or at least he was there.
He attended, yeah.
I don't know if he spoke or not.
Yeah, but
he's been out.
He's definitely been out. But I guess where I was going with that is that I think he means that he's going to keep fighting. He's going to fight, you know, for his country. He's not going to let somebody try and, you know, even if he does get taken down, he's going to keep trying, you know. So we'll see how that.
You know, there's the picture of Donald Trump at the Republican National Convention after he got shot at, and he's got that Band-Aid on his ear. I got to be honest, I was kind of expecting him to show up with like an American Band-Aid or like a something that said like 45 or 47 or something like that on his ear. I thought that would have been cool.
Oh gosh.
But, you know, so if you're listening, just do that. But yeah, no, this whole thing was, I mean, when was the last president that was attempted to assassinate was Reagan.
Yep.
And then before that, the last assassination was Kennedy. So I mean, it's been
over 40 years.
40 years,
right at somewhere right there. Yeah, I mean, it's.
But speaking of that, so to put everything into comparison, you know,
how does this affect the market?
Does
this affect the market?
When Kennedy was assassinated, the market dropped 2.8%. We'll just call it 3%. But then about 2 days later, the market had recouped all those losses. When Reagan was shot, the market was down about half that, 1.2, 1.3%. And then that was short-lived. Within the week, those losses were recouped. So, you know, you would think that it would have a bigger effect, but apparently when there's these, you know, attempted assassinations and assassinations, it doesn't really affect the market.
Yep.
Now, one of the things that would be interesting, that's not the right word. So right now the market's priced out to Trump's going to win the election.
That's where a lot of predictions are going.
Yeah,
it's a good bit of betting going in that direction.
So they're calling it the Trump trade right now. That the markets basically have said, okay, hey, Trump's going to win the presidency, and the markets are adapting to that, you know. And so, had he been assassinated, there's no telling how the market would be doing right now because it's already priced out that he's going to win.
So what if?
Yeah. But when he got shot and he lived, on Monday, the Dow hit an all-time high. And then on Tuesday, the S&P, I don't think it was the S&P. It was, anyway, the market was up 700 points on Tuesday. Yep. And so, you know,
Dow
was price,
up 700.
It was the Dow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. S&P rose too, but Dow was up.
The 700?
Yeah.
So the markets have it priced out that he's gonna win the election. Then he gets shot. Had he passed away, then all of a sudden it's anybody's bet who's going to be president. The market's got to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
But since he lived, the market was still rallying because it's like, hey, doesn't change for us. We still think that Trump's going to win.
Yep.
So that was That's cool. And then you were talking about some of the betting odds, right?
That's right. Yeah. So, I mean, they've already were trending after that first debate towards Donald Trump, and then after, Vegas odds.
Yeah.
Yep. So after that assassination attempt, I mean, they have extremely went in Donald Trump's favor now. I think, at one point they were, close before the debate, and they were right around 100 points.
100 points.
Meaning, they were close. Now, I think after the assassination attempt, Donald Trump's ahead 1,600 points. So he's up,
Yeah.
in numbers wise over 10 times.
Yeah, 10 times from basically this weekend almost. So
yeah. So I mean, that's the market, and we've heard and people talk. They start doing the Trump trades, getting policy ready, because once he gets in office, if he runs it like he did the last term, then they're going to be ready, prepared for that with some of these tariffs and different things that he may put into place and different bank policy.
And that's not what's going on right now isn't any different than any other election. It's basically every 4 years the market
is going to have some type of rotation of sectors.
Yeah, who's going to be the president? We've got to make our assumptions and start moving that way. So I mean, this isn't anything unique to President Biden and President Trump. This is something that happens every 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Needless to say, before this attempt, and there was already one assassination attempt, one assassination with Kennedy. How'd the market do back then, from then to today?
Yeah, it's been up. Yeah. There's obviously going to be like dips and whatnot and short terms, but from
America finds a way to
win.
Yeah, and just keep on trucking.
That's it. That's another thing to remember is it doesn't matter who is in the White House. The American economy, the American market finds a way to win. So, put your money with the market. Don't necessarily put your money with, your political party or your political candidates, anything like that.
Just, we're betting on America.
We're betting on America. America's going to win. Capitalism. It's the greatest thing in the world. So, but yeah, and so LPL. So for those of you that don't know, our broker dealer is LPL Financial. They released information that has basically said over the last year, stocks have had a positive correlation with the odds of Trump winning. They were able to show graphs of the odds of Trump winning the presidency, and then basically equities and mutual funds rising about at that same pace. And so, don't take our word for it. The market and other broker dealers have it priced out that they're betting that Trump's going to win. So So we will see. But that's any other thoughts, man, about what happened?
I think you said it best. I mean, we don't need to get too wound up. We need to definitely pray for the leaders, for Secret Service, for anybody in a leading role, because you're not just you're trying to please so many people, and that's impossible. And all you can do is try to keep doing the right thing, and that's definitely a hard thing to do, especially in this world, because it is fallen. Yeah. So just day in, day out, man, you just got to take it day by day. Yeah. So,
but yeah, I know we've already said it. We're still stunned, I guess is the best word, that that this happened. It is incredible that things like this can happen.
Yeah. That's the last time this happened was before we were even born. So it was like it was kind of like, hey, this
doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, this doesn't happen.
That was back in the 80s.
Yeah, that was before we had good, Secret Service or whatever. One of the things that we want to tell you guys or leave you with is stuff's going to happen. Life's going to happen. God forbid we'll have more, assassination attempts. Presidents will come, presidents will go. But what we want to let you guys know is we take your finances and your trust very serious here. And we want to be with you every step of the way, regardless of what's going on in the world.
Yep.
So, And with that, this has been another episode of the My Father Said podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan.
I'm Tim.
And we look forward to seeing you soon.
The opinions voiced in this video are for general information only and are not specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance reference is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. Economic forecasts set forth may not develop as predicted, and there can be no guarantee that strategies promoted will be successful.